So I'm going to sit in the car now, change my plans and see where we're going to camp tonight. Fingers crossed this camp will work out. I've had to relocate my tent. The wind is mental. If I can't find shelter around there, I might have to bail. Today is the day after Storm Darragh has passed through battering Great Britain, and we've had it pretty bad here in Wales. We've taken quite a beating. We've still got strong winds going on out there, and the plan was for today, I've set off early and I was going to take a short hike over some mountains and I was going to camp on the summit of Bannau. But I've driven so far, I've got about 2 miles left to get to where I was going to park and start my walk from, and I've come across this. I think I may have to change my plans. Yeah, there's a full day's work there for tree surgeons to clean our mess up. I've already lost time getting here. I had another road closure here on the way and I had to take a diversion. So I'm going to sit in the car now, change my plans and see where we're going to camp tonight. Just a short walk from where those trees are falling. We've got these farm ruins. It's not a bad little spot to camp, but I'm not feeling it. And I've come up with an idea. So we're going to head to the car and take a drive. So I've driven miles today just to end up somewhere. It's only a 5-minute drive from my house. That's where I should be right now, hiking over those mountains towards the Black Mountain range. So we've got a short climb to the top of this summit. Fingers crossed this camp will work out. There's 20 or so wild horses there. I wonder if they'll hang around for us. This looks a nice flat pitch. I got views towards Corney and Penvan. The wind's strong at the moment, but I'm expecting it to die down in a couple of hours. Putting our tent up was an absolute nightmare. When I said the wind should be dying down, it's gone the other way and the wind has picked up, so it's up now. I said I wanted to test it out. I think tonight will be. I've had to relocate my tent. The wind is mental. If I can't find shelter around there, I might have to bail. The wind picked up. It's way too bad. If I'd have stayed there, it'd have been a night from hell. I dragged the tent on here. I've got that laying on the ground with some rocks on it to stop it blowing away. So I'm gonna have a look at it. So I'm gonna have a look around and see if I can find some shelter from a wind. There we go, the tent is up. That was an absolute nightmare. I dragged the tent over in that direction first of all, and I found some good protection from a wind, but the ground was so rocky I couldn't get the pegs in, so I dragged it to where I am now. There's a small embankment behind me, acting as a bit of a windbreak. It's not perfect, but it's better than the first pitch where I was. I wouldn't have lasted there for the night. Right, let's finish setting up inside this tent. I'm going to put my feet up and hopefully relax for a bit. What a day. Get some warm gear on. Temperature's plummeted. It's really cold. Right then, now that I'm wrapped up like an Eskimo, let's get some food on the go. I got a nice vegetable stew with me tonight. I knocked this up the other night, made a giant pot of it, and it's full of flavours, full of goodness. I even poured a bottle of ale in there. I've got a new stove, a Soto Windmaster. I've had my other stove, the MSR Pocket Rocket 2, for years, and a little component fell off there the other day, so I went and picked this up. I've had my eye on this for a while. It's supposed to be a great little stove. Right, while my food warms up, I'm going to warm up. My feet are cold, and I've got these of me foot warmers, so I'm going to stick them in my socks now. And I've also got these, Marianne bought these me the other day. They're adhesive body warmers. I'll stick one of them on me, maybe on my chest or somewhere, before I go to bed tonight. Some nice sourdough bread to dunk in my stew. It's a good thing I moved the tent, because if I was still pitched where I pitched first of all, I think I'd be in deep shit right now. I went outside for a walk with Toby. The wind was so strong I couldn't even stand up straight. It's wild out there. I've just brought a small bottle of Glenfiddich 18-year-old with me tonight, because the original plan was to camp on top of Llangirich, and I knew the conditions could be pretty bad. I decided to bring enough just for a wee dram. You don't want to be going out in these conditions on top of a mountain drinking cans and whiskey. You need to have your wits about you, just in case things turn to shit. Got a little mince pie, getting the festive spirit. I don't mind a bit of Glenfiddich. I've only had the 18-year-old once before. It's only 40%, which is a little disappointing for such a mature whiskey. The last time I tried it, I was a little bit undecided on it. So we'll see what I think of it tonight. Yeah, it's just a pleasant whiskey. It hasn't got no oomph about it, you know what I mean? I wouldn't rave about it. But it'll do for tonight. I'll warm my belly up. It's only the second time I've used this tent, the Roman Seeker 2, and I did say the last time I camped in it, I wanted to test it out to the wind, and it's certainly getting tested out tonight. But it seems to be holding up pretty well, because it's wild out there. The only problem I've got is The door's flapping around a lot. I can't seem to get it taut. That's probably because it's rocky outside and I can't peg it down where I like to. But other than that, it's fine. Let's just hope she lasts tonight. It's ice cold out here and it's pitch black. There's a lot of black clouds travelling for the sky and the moon's lighting them up. I've just been looking at the forecast for Penavon and it's saying the winds on top are blowing at 40 to 50 mile an hour. That whole situation I had going on when I arrived here tonight, it was pretty bad. I don't know what I caught on camera. Filming was the last thing on my mind. But when I got here, I was trusting the forecast. I was expecting the winds to start dying down around 6 o'clock. And I wanted to test a tent out, so I thought it would have been okay. But as soon as I got a tent up, the winds picked up and I knew I had to move. So I finally dragged it over here. It'd gone dark. Got to that first spot. Couldn't peg it into the ground. And I got it to here. And all the guidelines, all of them are just wrapped around in the wind and they turned into a big bird's nest. My hands were numb, I couldn't undo them. I was in a hell of a mess. But it's up now. But it must be pretty bad because I was actually thinking of bailing at one point and I haven't bailed on a camp in my life, ever. I actually enjoy this shit, it's great. Toby's nice and snug anyway. He's got his new coat on and his snowed. He's having a nice sleep there. It's not bothering him one bit. Those feet warmers are great. My feet are nice and toasty. So I think I'm going to put this body warmer on as well now. Hopefully that will keep me nice and warm tonight. Well, it's been a long night. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. I just went outside for another walk and it felt like the wind was starting to calm down a little and I got back in a tent and it started blowing a hoolie again. So we're going to rest our heads now and see if we can get some shut-eye. I need a nice strong cup of coffee. Well, the tent lasted a night. Stood up pretty well, to be honest. Quite happy with it. I just had a little walk around now and it's fresh out there this morning. I was expecting a lot of fog, so I'm happy to have some views and to be able to see that sunrise coming up. That stove's burning pretty well, considering I haven't got a windshield with me. And these winds are quite strong as well. Oh, that's so good. I can see another one of my pegs over there. I had gear flying everywhere last night. I'm amazed I didn't lose anything. I thought I was going to lose a tent at one point. But when I dragged the tent down here, I left a footprint behind. It had 4 pegs in there holding it down. So I thought it'd be okay. And when I went back to get it, the wind had ripped all the pegs out. But it didn't blow away. It was just getting blown around in circles. So I'm going to have a good sweep of the area this morning. just in case I've got any small bits of bobs laying around. You'll have to excuse me if I've been sounding a bit coarse and looking a bit pasty. I've been full of cold all week. I've been pretty rough. So I haven't left the house for 6 days. And with the weather being so bad, couldn't go anywhere anyway. But this is why I really wanted to get out last night. I needed my fix of the outdoors. This was the first place I dragged the tent to, right behind there. I couldn't get the pegs in the ground. So I'll just go show you around, show you the views, what we've got them. Damn, it's cold, I can't feel my hands. So this is the first spot where I set up last night, and I'm so glad I moved because the wind here is absolutely horrendous. You're just catching it full on. So over there in the distance, I may have told you this last night, but that's Penvan up there in the clouds. I don't know if you can see that road on camera, that little windy road. Marianne's going to be driving past there now any minute on her way to work. If I'd have pitched our tent in better conditions last night, we would have probably performed that little bit better. As you can see, it's a bit saggy in places and the doors are flapping around, but that's the best I could do with what was thrown at me last night. And also, the ground is very rocky and I couldn't get the pegs to go in where I wanted them to. But overall, it's done a pretty good job. I know this area quite well, and I'd forgotten this was here, but I wasn't thinking straight last night with all the madness that was going on. So the tent is pitched up, chest on top of there, not too far away, and I've come down here for a look, and this is totally sheltered from the wind. It's actually quite still, and there's enough room there for me to have maybe pitched a tent. And if you look at the ground, you can see all those prints in the ground from where all the horses have been gathering. They come here to shelter from the wind. I enjoyed last night though. It's good to have it thrown at you sometimes, but from the moment I left the house yesterday, everything was going wrong right from the start. One thing I didn't tell you about, the first road closure I came across, Google Maps warned me about it. It took me on this crazy diversion that went miles out of the way. Whilst I was doing that drive, I stopped to use some toilets, reversed my car into the car park, and I reversed straight into a bollard, and I smashed all my bumper in, so that's going to have to go to garage for repairs now. I can't complain, no. Most of my camps go pretty smoothly. When you're out all the time, things will go wrong now and again, especially when you're out in these conditions. So I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm going to pack the tent up. I'm going to head home to the warm. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do us a favour, give it a thumbs up, and if you could, please leave a comment. Hopefully I'll see you out on a smoother camp soon. Timing, the rain's coming in. See you next time, guys.